I'm Chris Bowen, and I'm here today to talk to the expert, David Maurice, with Worthwhile Wealth Counsel, because I have questions. I'm the confused investor, and there's an F word I wanted to ask you about. You pronounce it so that I don't have to, and then I want you to explain it.
Okay, well, I think you're talking about the F word, fiduciary.
Fiduciary.
If you just think of fiduciary like beneficiary, same kind of word, fiduciary.
Okay, so why is that good for me, that the fact that you are a fiduciary?
Well, fiduciary, Chris, is the highest legal standard of any profession. You think of doctors or attorneys, anybody, a trustee. The word actually comes from trust. It means that you have to hold your client's best interest above your own in all situations. So it's a very kind of a lofty concept, but it is the highest standard in any industry, and is also a standard for financial advisors.
So you're pretty high and lofty.
I am it. I'm the high and lofty. There's the F word.
So that gives me some understanding of your higher level of fiduciary standard.
Yeah, and the
care
reason
for the investor.
Exactly, and the reason it's a problem, and the reason that it needs to be discussed, is because of so much widespread consumer confusion. Now, if you go to a doctor, you know that that doctor is supposed to be taking care of you, not selling, drugs that they get paid for. And so consumers don't really understand the role necessarily of the advisors that they're talking to. So fiduciary is one way. Lois talked about fee only. Fee only are always fiduciaries. But not all advisors are fee only, and not all advisors are fiduciaries. So fiduciary is a good word for you to have in your own vocabulary.
But you are one.
We are fiduciaries.
Okay.
We have people, and it's very common. You say you're a confused investor. That's about the dominant. Most people come in because they're trying to figure out how to get the best advice, and they don't understand the jargon. So fee only and fiduciary are two very good words to understand.
And I want to know that you have my best interest at heart as an investor, right?
Right. So we became fiduciaries a long time ago, but there was a very limited role of being a fiduciary when we were associated with a bank, a brokerage, or an insurance company. So giving up those associations, not having those people their interest is brought to the table, means that we can always operate as a fiduciary, never switching hats or being something else where we're selling product.
So you have clarity in what you're doing.
You're
always trying to keep my best interest at heart. You have no other incentive to do anything otherwise.
Exactly. And there's another important point here that most consumers do not realize. If somebody says that they are a fiduciary and they're fee only, that means that they're not protected by what's called an arbitration clause. That's in the selling industry. Anybody who has the opportunity to sell financial products will be protected by an arbitration clause, which means that you can't take that person to court for breaching their fiduciary responsibility. You can only take them to an arbitration board. When we gave up our affiliation with brokerage, banks, and insurance companies, we become exposed to that liability. In other words, for you, if you decided, no, I had not taken your best interest and I had given you bad advice and breached my fiduciary responsibility, you could take us to court.
I hope I don't have to do that, David.
I hope you don't either, but it's a good reason for us to be motivated that you never have that reason.
Right. It's good peace of mind for me to know that you have that incentive, so that you always have my best interest at heart and try to do the best thing for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I'm a little bit less confused investor, so it's good to talk to you, and I appreciate the information, David.
You bet. Great talking with you.
All right. Thanks.